Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a clear uptrend. The RSI consistently remains above 50, indicating bullish momentum. Furthermore, the price has been consistently trading above the Bollinger Bands, suggesting a strong upward trajectory. Considering this, I propose a long position strategy. We will enter a long position on July 15, 2025, at $118,100. The stop loss will be set at $117,000, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price is $123,600, aligning with the forecast price for July 18, 2025. To enhance the strategy, we'll implement a dynamic target price approach. If the price reaches $123,600, we'll move the stop loss to the entry price of $118,100, securing profits while allowing for further upside. If the price continues to rise, we'll adjust the target price to $124,600, based on the forecast for July 21, 2025. This adaptive strategy combines the RSI's bullish signal with the Bollinger Band's confirmation of the trend, optimizing for both profit and risk management. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum exhibits a clear upward trend, supported by consistently breaking through resistance levels and the projected increase in price over the next week. The RSI indicates that Ethereum is currently in an overbought condition, hovering around 72.7, suggesting a potential pullback. However, the forecast data projects continued price appreciation. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $2,940. Given the recent overbought RSI reading and the presence of a support level at $2,740, we will set a stop-loss order at $2,740 to limit potential losses. The first target price will be $3,140, aligning with the forecast high for the week. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price is currently near the upper band, further supporting the overbought condition. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, which is currently at $3,060, we will adjust our target price to $3,140. Conversely, if the price retraces to the lower Bollinger Band, around $2,190, it could signal a stronger pullback, and we should consider exiting the position or tightening our stop loss to $2,740. This combined RSI and Bollinger Bands approach aims to capitalize on the upward trend while mitigating risk through strategic stop-loss placement and dynamic target adjustments. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP demonstrates a clear upward trend. The price has consistently been climbing, supported by the recent breakout above the $2.84 level. The forecast for the next week predicts continued growth, potentially reaching $3.3. Considering the RSI values, we've moved into overbought territory, above 70, suggesting a potential pullback is possible. However, the strong upward momentum and forecast data suggest that any pullback will be temporary. Therefore, I propose a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $2.85 on July 15, 2025. The stop loss will be set at $2.76, just below the established support level, to protect against a potential downward correction. Our target price will be $3.21, aligning with the forecast data for July 19, 2025. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price touches the upper band, consider taking partial profits. The center of the Bollinger Bands has been consistently rising, indicating a sustained bullish trend. The RSI nearing 80 signals a possible pullback, but the overall trend remains positive. This combined approach, using both RSI and Bollinger Bands, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. If the price reaches $3.21, we will take profits and exit the position. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a generally upward trend, supported by consistently bouncing off the $664 support level. The RSI fluctuates but generally remains within a neutral range, with occasional forays into overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands have been widening slightly, indicating increasing volatility and potential for price movement. Considering this, I propose a moderately bullish strategy. we will initiate a long position at $683, coinciding with the first day of the forecast period and near the recent support. A stop-loss order will be placed at $678, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential downside risk. Our initial target price is $690, aligning with the forecast for the week and a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI signals. If the price retraces to $686 and the RSI falls below 30, we'll enter a long position with a stop-loss at $681 and a target price of $690. Conversely, if the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band and the RSI exceeds 75, we'll consider a short position with a stop-loss at $693 and a target price of $685. This blended approach, combining trend analysis, Bollinger Band signals, and RSI confirmation, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. The portfolio will prioritize the long position strategy, allocating 70% of capital, with 15% for the RSI-based long entry and 15% for the potential short entry. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana exhibits an overall upward trend, consistently bouncing off the support price of $157. The RSI fluctuates between 48 and 62, indicating periods of neither extreme oversold nor overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands show price movements within a defined range, with the forecast suggesting the price will remain within the upper band. Therefore, I propose a long-term investment strategy focusing on capitalizing on upward momentum. I recommend entering a long position at $159, placing a stop-loss order at $157 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price should be set at $164, aligning with the recent resistance level. To refine the strategy, I will incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 20, indicating an oversold condition, a buy order should be placed at the lowest price within the Bollinger Bands. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80, signaling an overbought condition, consider a short position. However, given the prevailing upward trend and the forecast prices consistently above the support level, I maintain a primarily long-term approach. I will adjust the target price to $164 plus $2 if the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, aiming for a potential profit of $7 per Solana. This blended strategy combines trend analysis, technical indicators, and risk management for optimal returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a generally upward trend, bouncing between the support price of $0.181 and the resistance price of $0.202. The RSI has been fluctuating, but recently trending upward, indicating strengthening momentum. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting a period of consolidation, but the forecast shows prices moving above the upper band, signaling a potential breakout. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.191, coinciding with the first forecast price. The stop loss will be set slightly below the support level at $0.178 to protect against a potential downside reversal. The initial target price will be $0.202, aligning with the resistance level, aiming for a quick profit. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Bands. If the RSI crosses above 60, indicating overbought conditions, we will consider taking partial profits at $0.202. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, which is currently at $0.145, we will adjust the stop loss to the center of the Bollinger Band, currently at $0.199, to secure profits and reduce risk. The final target price will be $0.199, allowing for a conservative but steady gain. This combined strategy leverages multiple indicators to maximize returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently trading above the support level of $0.29, and the RSI has been generally increasing, indicating strengthening momentum. The forecast for the next week predicts continued price appreciation, potentially reaching $0.311. Considering the RSI values, we'll implement a strategy focused on capitalizing on pullbacks to support. We will enter a long position when the RSI dips below 30, placing a stop-loss order just below the $0.29 support level, at $0.285. The initial target price will be $0.305, coinciding with a resistance level and a reasonable profit target. To refine the strategy and maximize returns, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower band, it suggests a potential oversold condition. Therefore, we will enter a long position at $0.29, with a stop-loss at $0.285. Our first target will be $0.305, aligning with the predicted forecast price and a key resistance level. If the price reaches $0.305 and the trend remains strong, we'll adjust the target price to $0.311, capturing the full potential of the forecast. This combined RSI and Bollinger Bands approach should provide a robust and high-return investment strategy for TRON. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano exhibits an overall upward trend, supported by consistent price increases and a forecast predicting further gains. The RSI values fluctuate between oversold and overbought levels, indicating potential buying opportunities when the RSI dips below 33.9 and selling opportunities when it exceeds 80. The Bollinger Bands show periods of volatility, with the price occasionally touching the upper or lower bands. Considering these factors, I propose a combined strategy leveraging RSI and Bollinger Bands. My strategy involves a long position starting on July 15, 2025, at a price of $0.703. The stop-loss will be set at $0.68, just below the support price of $0.624 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price is $0.758, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches $0.758, I will adjust the stop-loss to $0.73 to secure profits while allowing for further upside. A second target price of $0.786 will be set if the price continues to rise, and the stop-loss will be moved to $0.76. This multi-stage approach aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Stellar shows a clear uptrend, particularly evident in the recent days with significant price increases. The RSI consistently moved above 50, indicating strong bullish momentum, and reached overbought levels above 80, suggesting a potential pullback is imminent, but the overall trend remains positive. The Bollinger Bands have been expanding, confirming the volatility and upward movement. Considering the support price of $0.304 and the recent resistance at $0.48, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.397 on July 15, 2025. A stop-loss should be placed just below the support level at $0.304 to protect against a sudden downturn. The initial target price should be set at the previous resistance level of $0.48, aiming for a quick profit. To capitalize on the predicted upward trend and manage risk effectively, I suggest a tiered target approach. After reaching $0.48, move the stop-loss to the entry price of $0.397 to secure profits and potentially ride further gains. If the price continues to rise, set a second target at $0.532, the forecast price on July 21, 2025. This strategy combines RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels to maximize potential returns while mitigating downside risk. The portfolio will prioritize long positions, adjusting stop-loss and target prices as the market evolves to ensure optimal performance. Based on the historical data and forecast, Sui demonstrates a strong uptrend. The price has been consistently rising, breaking through resistance levels and showing positive momentum. The RSI values are generally above 50, indicating bullish sentiment, and the forecast predicts continued growth. Considering the support price of $3.79 and the resistance price of $3.94, I recommend a long position strategy. We will use a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands to refine the entry and exit points. The entry price will be $3.47, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and a relatively low RSI value of 41.5, which suggests a potential bounce. The stop-loss will be set at $3.79, just below the support level, to protect against unexpected downturns. The initial target price will be $3.82, aligning with the forecast for July 16, 2025. If the price reaches $3.82, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $3.47 to secure profits. If the price continues to rise, the final target price will be $3.92, the highest forecast price for the week, and we will take profits at that level. This strategy combines trend analysis, RSI signals, and Bollinger Bands to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP demonstrates a clear upward trend. The price has consistently been climbing, supported by the recent breakout above the $2.84 level. The forecast for the next week predicts continued growth, potentially reaching $3.3. Considering the RSI values, we've moved into overbought territory, above 70, suggesting a potential pullback is possible. However, the strong upward momentum and forecast data suggest that any pullback will be temporary. Therefore, I propose a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $2.85 on July 15, 2025. The stop loss will be set at $2.76, just below the established support level, to protect against a potential downward correction. Our target price will be $3.21, aligning with the forecast data for July 19, 2025. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price touches the upper band, consider taking partial profits. The center of the Bollinger Bands has been consistently rising, indicating a sustained bullish trend. The RSI nearing 80 signals a possible pullback, but the overall trend remains positive. This combined approach, using both RSI and Bollinger Bands, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. If the price reaches $3.21, we will take profits and exit the position. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bittensor exhibits a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels, reaching $408 on July 14, 2025. The forecast for the next week predicts continued upward momentum, with prices expected to reach $417 by July 21, 2025. Considering the RSI values, which have been trending upwards and nearing overbought territory, we can implement a combined strategy utilizing RSI and Bollinger Bands. We'll initiate a long position when the RSI dips below 45, indicating a potential oversold condition, with an entry price of $379. A stop loss will be set just below the lower Bollinger Band at $360 to mitigate downside risk. The initial target price will be $391, aligning with the forecast for July 16, 2025. To maximize returns, we will employ a dynamic target price strategy. Once the price reaches $391, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $379, securing profits while allowing for further upside. If the price continues to climb, we will set a second target price at $403, coinciding with the forecast for July 18, 2025. Finally, the ultimate target price will be $417, aligning with the highest forecast price for July 21, 2025. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy, with its dynamic stop loss and tiered target prices, aims to capitalize on the prevailing upward trend while effectively managing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Compound shows a clear upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently fluctuates, dipping below the oversold level of 20 only briefly, indicating a generally bullish sentiment. The Bollinger Bands have been widening recently, suggesting increased volatility and potential for price movement. Considering these factors, I recommend a strategy that combines RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on the upward momentum. My proposed strategy involves a phased approach. First, we will enter a long position at $46.2 when the forecast price is released on July 15, 2025. The initial stop loss will be set at $46.5, just above the support level, to protect against a sudden downturn. Our first target price is $48.9, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches this target, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $46.2 to secure profits. As the price continues to rise, we will adjust the stop loss to break even and set a second target price at $49.5 based on the forecast. This phased approach allows us to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Algorand demonstrates a strong upward trend, particularly evident in the recent price surge from $0.17 to $0.28. The RSI consistently climbed above 50, reaching over 80 in the last few days, indicating an overbought condition. However, the forecast suggests continued upward momentum with prices projected to reach $0.31. Considering these factors, I propose a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.244, placing a stop-loss order at $0.23 to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.28, aligning with the recent high and the support level. To further refine the strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price has been consistently above the upper band in recent days, suggesting a potential pullback. If the price retraces to the middle band around $0.267, we will consider adding to our position. If the price reaches $0.28, we will move our stop loss to break even, around $0.244, to protect profits. If the price continues to rise and reaches $0.31, we will take partial profits and set a new target price at $0.33, capitalizing on the strong upward momentum. This blended approach combines RSI-driven entry with Bollinger Band-informed adjustments for optimal risk-reward management. Based on the historical data and forecast, SAY shows a generally upward trend with recent volatility. The price has tested the support level of $0.32 multiple times, indicating potential stability at this level. The RSI fluctuates between 53.7 and 70.2, suggesting periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been widening recently, indicating increased volatility and potential for price swings. Considering these factors, my strategy will be a combination of trend following and mean reversion, with a focus on capitalizing on short-term fluctuations while respecting the underlying upward trend. My investment strategy involves a tiered approach. First, I will initiate a long position at $0.314, coinciding with the first day of the forecast period and a recent support level. A stop loss will be set at $0.308 to protect against a potential downward reversal, and the initial target price will be $0.336, aligning with the forecast high and the recent resistance level. If the price reaches $0.336, I will move the stop loss to break even to secure profits and allow for further upside potential. Subsequently, if the RSI reaches 80, indicating an overbought condition, I will take partial profits and wait for a pullback before considering re-entry. Conversely, if the RSI dips below 20, signaling an oversold condition, I will consider accumulating more positions at the lower price, setting a new target price based on the Bollinger Band upper limit. This dynamic approach allows for flexibility and adaptation to changing market conditions, maximizing potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Uniswap exhibits a clear uptrend. The price has consistently moved above the support price of $7.66, and the forecast for the next week indicates continued upward momentum, with prices ranging from $8.58 to $9.29. The RSI values have generally been above 50, suggesting bullish sentiment, with recent readings nearing the overbought level of 80. Considering the Bollinger Bands, the price has been fluctuating within the bands, but recently trending towards the upper band, indicating increased volatility and potential for further price increases. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. I propose entering a long position at $8.58 on July 15, 2025. Given the recent upward trend and forecast, a conservative stop loss should be placed at $8.39, just below the recent low of July 14, 2025. For the target price, I aim for $9.29, aligning with the highest forecast price for the week. This strategy combines the RSI and Bollinger Band signals with the overall trend analysis, offering a high potential return with a reasonable risk management approach. The strategy will be adjusted if the price breaks below the $8.39 stop loss or reaches the $9.29 target. Based on the historical data and forecast, Curve DAO demonstrates a clear upward trend, supported by consistently increasing RSI values and a price breaching the resistance level of $0.707. The forecast data projects further price appreciation, with a steady climb towards $0.749. Considering the RSI nearing overbought territory and the Bollinger Bands expanding, a strategy combining momentum and volatility breakout is recommended. We will initiate a long position at $0.645, capitalizing on the anticipated upward movement. A stop-loss order will be placed at $0.62, just below the recent support level and the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses. The target price will be set at $0.74, aligning with the forecast peak and providing a substantial profit margin. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate RSI signals. When the RSI dips below 35, indicating an oversold condition, we will consider an additional entry point. Conversely, when the RSI exceeds 80, suggesting an overbought state, we will consider taking profits or tightening stop-loss orders. The Bollinger Bands will serve as dynamic support and resistance levels. If the price touches the lower band, it signals a potential buying opportunity, while a touch of the upper band suggests a potential selling or profit-taking opportunity. This combined approach, integrating RSI, Bollinger Bands, and forecast data, aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively, targeting a portfolio yield of 15 to 20% within the forecast period. Based on the historical data and forecast, 1-inch demonstrates a strong upward trend. The price has consistently moved above the center of the Bollinger Bands, and the RSI has been largely above 50, indicating bullish momentum. The forecast for the next week predicts continued price increases, further supporting a bullish outlook. Considering the support price of $0.336 and the resistance price of $0.398, I recommend a long position strategy. We will implement a 3-tiered strategy combining RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. First, we will utilize the RSI to identify potential entry points. When the RSI falls below 30, it signals an oversold condition, presenting a buying opportunity. However, given the current upward trend, we will wait for a slight pullback. If the price dips to $0.301, we will enter a long position with a stop-loss set at $0.28. The initial target price will be $0.365, aligning with the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches $0.365, we will move the stop-loss to the previous day's high to protect profits. If the price continues to rise and breaks through the resistance level of $0.398, we will adjust the target price to $0.42. This strategy combines the momentum of the upward trend with RSI signals and Bollinger Band confirmations to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Sui demonstrates a strong uptrend. The price has been consistently rising, breaking through resistance levels and showing positive momentum. The RSI values are generally above 50, indicating bullish sentiment, and the forecast predicts continued growth. Considering the support price of $3.79 and a resistance price of $3.94, I recommend a long position strategy. We will use a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands to refine the entry and exit points. The entry price will be $3.47, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and a relatively low RSI value of 41.5, which suggests a potential bounce. The stop-loss will be set at $3.79, just below the support level, to protect against unexpected downturns. The initial target price will be $3.82, aligning with the forecast for July 16, 2025. If the price reaches $3.82, we will move the stop-loss to the entry price of $3.47 to secure profits. If the price continues to rise, the final target price will be $3.92, the highest forecast price for the week, and we will take profits at that level. This strategy combines trend analysis, RSI signals, and Bollinger Bands to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Turbo shows a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently moving towards the resistance level of $0.00635, with a recent surge to $0.00592. The RSI indicates that the asset is nearing overbought territory, with a value of 74.0 on July 14, 2025. However, the forecast suggests continued upward momentum, with prices expected to reach $0.00577 by July 21, 2025. The Bollinger Bands also confirm this trend, with the price consistently trading near the upper band. Therefore, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.00468, a stop-loss price of $0.004, and a target price of $0.00577. This strategy leverages the ongoing upward trend and aims to capitalize on the expected price increase. To refine the strategy, I will incorporate an RSI-based filter. We will enter a long position when the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, and exit when the RSI reaches 70, signaling an overbought scenario. Furthermore, we will utilize the Bollinger Bands to confirm the trend. If the price breaks below the lower band, we will exit the position. Combining these indicators, the refined strategy involves entering a long position at $0.00468, setting a stop-loss at $0.004, and targeting a price of $0.00577. This portfolio combines the strengths of RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support and resistance levels to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk.